Hi, my name is Theoharis Meletlidis, and today we are going to be talking about what would happen to the supply of labor if the minimum wage were to increase. So let's start by looking at a normal supply and demand graph. You have your upward sloping supply curve and your downward sloping demand. The y-axis is wage and the x-axis represents labor supply. Where they meet is the point of equilibrium, and that just means that it's the most efficient wage to pay a worker with respect to the demand and supply of labor in that market. So we want to see what happens when wage increases. So to do that, we're just going to raise wage up, and that creates a new horizontal line that intersects supply and demand. And this line gives us two new values that correspond on the x-axis, and I've labeled them LD and LS. And all those are is just points showing the impact on supply and demand of the new wage increase. So on the supply curve, if you look, the new point that is created with this new horizontal line, it moves upward and to the right. And by moving to the right, that means that supply of labor is increased. And that could mean because more people are willing to work because the wages have increased and more people want to get more money. The opposite happens with the demand curve. It moves to the left, and that means the demand of labor has gone down, and that's probably because workers don't want to pay business owners, don't want to pay more workers because they don't want to pay more people with that extra salary. So that is why demand decreases. So now let's look at a real-world example. Let's look at a business that serves pizza and see how the wage increase affects the overall market of the business owner and the workers. So let's call this pizza company, and pizza company can produce 20 pizzas in 3 hours with a cost of $100. At any given time in pizza company, 3 workers are working, and they're all being paid $10 each. And one pizza is $12, sold for $12. So we start with our 3 workers. They all have $10 an hour. They all work for 3 hours. So that comes out to be $90 that the business owner has to pay in salary expenses. Then we look at the pizza, and they make 20 pizzas in those 3 hours, and the cost of making those pizzas is $100. So if we have the price of pizza, $12, and the number of pizzas, 20, we get $240 of revenue. Subtract $100 from costs, and then another $90 for that salaries paid, and that leaves you with a $50 net profit. Now we're going to look at a new scenario where workers are getting paid $15 an hour, and for 3 hours that comes out to be $135 for the business owner. So all we do is replace that original $90 with $135, and we get a net profit of $5, which is significantly less than $50. So what have we learned? We learned that when minimum wage increases, the supply of labor increases, which we talked about, more people want to work. The demand of labor decreases. The only way for a business owner to maintain his net profit is to lose some workers or raise in his prices, which brings me to my next point. It causes the increase of inflation. This is beneficial for young people looking for work, like new people looking for jobs, unskilled workers who already have secure jobs, who know they're not going to get laid off, they're just getting higher wages. It's not beneficial for small business owners that have to raise prices, workers who are downsized due to those business owners raising the prices and not being able to keep up with their salary pay, and large corporations that might lose significant profits in the process. So that is it for how a wage increase would affect the labor supply. Thank you, and have a nice day.